All right, I'm wondering, are people doing shit for clout? Do they just not know as much? Was that's probably the answer. They probably just don't know anything. But the fuck is the matter with y'all, Lord? Like this shit don't even make no sense. Look, Pan Africans be tripping sometimes. So I was on Instagram and this dude had put up a video talking about the first Pretendian. And it's an episode of Step and Fetch It, and he's got like a little Indian hat on, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm Chickasaw, Rapaho, Navajo," and they're like, "Yeah, this is what it is." And I'm sitting here to myself, and I'm like, "So your story is what we've all been told. We're slaves from Africa, and that's it. The Twa, because that's what they were talking about. They were talking about the Twa had went all over the earth and populated and all this different stuff. And I'm like, I have multiple problems with this. For one, because all the Indians here weren't short. All were Metacomet is on record to be like 6 foot, 5'11", something like that. Montezuma is on record to be like 5'9", 5'10". So all these little Twas that are people that don't get, like pygmies, don't get no higher than maybe like 5'1". Where did this extra height come from? Then, if pygmies are the only ones who populated the world, where did the height come from? You know what I'm saying? I know people will be, the Hutus and all that stuff, but they're not crediting the Hutus for going all over the world. That's not what they're saying. They saying it was the Twa. So how are there people with bigger bigger height? I'm trying to figure this shit out. Like, wait a minute, how did that even happen, my nigga? If they're being created by a bunch of short people, then excuse me, where's the height coming from? Then all right, I'll give you that story. You can have it. You can say that black people populated the earth. That's fine. My main problem with the whole story that we're told is you guys got that from the dude who enslaved you. That's my whole argument. It's like, well, how are you going to credit him? How are you going to believe him if he's the one who played you in the beginning? Then here's another weird thing for you Boule Pan-Africans. Why are you guys always denying the story that the white dude told you? If you're willing to accept his story about you being a slave and sold, then why aren't you also willing to accept his story about Africans sold Africans? White dude Ben said that. He said they sold y'all for muskets and wine. So let me get this straight. You want me to go back and do business with some people who fucked y'all from the jump? Here's the thing. People don't have to believe in God, but look how God works. So you get sold by these Africans, right? Why are you outdoing them? Oh, it's because you're in America. What the hell does that mean? You said the white dude took over Africa, and I thought Africa had all the resources. So why are we in Babylon outdoing all resource continent Africa? How did that even happen? Oh, it's because they got the white dude over there too. Why do y'all only deal with the tribes? And I mean the the primitive tribes. Why do y'all always do that? Why y'all always want to walk around with the bone in your nose and your breasts out and doing the? Why do y'all like doing that? Why don't y'all deal with like the kingdoms? If people can't see that this is a boule game, they dumb as fuck. Y'all from West Africa, but you only talk about Egypt. Africa has been had kings and queens since its conception, but all y'all want to deal with is the tribal, nomadic, like primitive people. That's the only thing you want to deal with when it comes to representing Africa, is the motherfuckers who ain't got no brains. But wait a minute, you're claiming we're from that lineage, but we have 50,000 patents in the 21st century, the 19th century. Africa don't have any. Africa has contributed nothing to the world. Nothing. All the dynasty. No, you talking about some old shit that you can't even claim as them, because the people that you're saying did it ain't doing nothing. Everybody else is. Ethiopia is still running tough. You know what I'm saying? They still doing bit. I'm talking about West Africa compared to all the shit that y'all nut right. West Africa ain't doing nothing. Ghana ain't popping like that. The Gold Coast, yeah, that was at a time, but bro, that ain't. They did that independently on their own. Like they didn't, clutch to some white dude's story. They ended up doing their own thing. So it's like, I'm not gonna let you use them. Plus, you're not from the Gold Coast. You're from Ghana. That's what you guys say. You're from Ghana. That's where they took you from. Or that's the story you was willing to accept. All right. My problem with Pan Africans and why they be tripping sometimes is because they don't tell us stuff that is there. They don't talk about the slave masters of South Carolina. This is the antebellum South. What the hell are black people doing free with slaves? Everybody comes from Africa. Where'd you get that from? The white dude. You've never heard an African of the past claim all the nations came from them. You've never heard that from no African proverb. No Africans have ever said nothing like that. Even the Bible never said nothing like that. Shem and Japhet, they give other nations props, even in science. They're saying that the Africans slept with a Neanderthal. That's how it happened. But you got these weirdos nowadays talking about some Africans left and then came back with these different DNA strands and then had sex with some Africans, and then that's what created the Neanderthal. That doesn't make any sense. We're not playing this goofy ass game with you. What I'm saying is all that out of Africa, Africa theory, you from Africa, Africa, you got from the white guy, because you didn't have any Africans over here, and they damn sure wouldn't have been kicking no shit like that. When Africans first got to come to America, you think they'd have been telling you everybody came from Africa? Nah, that science doesn't come out till the 80s. So Africans been coming over here since what, the 30s? the early 1900s, late 1800s. So why wouldn't they ever tell you that story? Why wouldn't they? No, because that's what everybody's claiming. Everybody's claiming that the African created everybody. So why don't Africans know this? Like I said, I ain't mad at I mean, like I always say, I'm not mad at no continental Africans. Continental Africans is cool. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody tripping off them. Anybody tripping off them, they them. They come over here and clearly don't do business with you. They come over here and they tend to kick it more with the Asians and the white dude than they do business with you. Shit, even The Jamaican and Puerto Rican have a little more of a solidarity than with you. So it's like, I don't know. Like I said, the Pan Africans be tripping sometimes. I'm getting into it on the Instagram. They barking about this and this and that, and you know what I'm saying, people in denial and stuff like this. And I'm like, bro, how long do you think people been here? I know everybody's not on it like that, but it's like, how long do you think people been here? Do you think people just blind to the facts? Like nobody went to public school, nobody heard this same bullshit that you're telling, and they were like, nah. Oh, you talking about African studies? Oh, okay, bro. That's programming. That's boule programming. It don't matter if you're talking about the Twa, the Egyptians. It don't matter, bro. All that's programming because it keeps you forgetting one very like serious point. Wasn't nobody talking about no Egypt or anything in Africa when they was building Wall Street. Kofax, none of that shit, bro. Rosewood, you can keep naming. Nobody was talking about no damn Africa. They wasn't talking about no Africa, bro. There's no Africa around. There's not, like, we're worried about fucking some crazy white dude coming up and trying to, kill people and shit. We got other shit on our mind. Ain't nobody tripping off no damn uh, uh some African stories about great lineage. No. Nobody even talking that shit. Because people always claim that, oh, they had they African traditions, not these North Americans. North Americans ain't got no North American Negroes ain't got near not a piece of some African customs until them Caribbean slaves come up here. Because that's why still to this day, they're the ones with the Unshun and Ungun, your Orisha and all that. That's all Caribbean niggas. Why? Because all the ships went to Brazil. All the ships went to South America. That's why them and the Spanish be following the same shit, because that's where the boats went. The boats didn't really hit up here the way that they make it sound. They be like, oh yeah, they landed in South Carolina or North Carolina. It's like, yeah, bro, but from where? Where did these boats that reached the Carolinas come from? Because they didn't come from across the Atlantic. You smoking crack. You out your fucking mind. The only way they even got over here is through South America and Canada. I'll give the Canada thing that because I know about Nantucket. And it's like, how did those white people, the Quakers, get all the way to that fucking island? How the hell did that even happen? Because they went that Denmark way. They went way over there. See, when you touch the ice like that, it really ain't that far. Got over there. You know white people love the cold. So it was nothing to them. Then they traveled their way down. Got to what we call New England. And they landed on Nantucket. Everybody else traveled this bitch through South America. That's the history. Even when they talk about Luciga, that's why they keep saying that. Like, if they want to say she's got African in her, that's cool. Like, I'm not tripping off that. I'm saying a reference point. They said she came via Australia. So she's still coming from south. She's not coming from the north. Why do Pan-Africans always glaze over certain things? That's all I'm saying. Why are they glazing over the black slave masters of South Carolina? Why are they glazing over Prince Hall is from Barbados? He's not born in Africa. Why is he the leader of the African Lodge and he's not African at all? His mom's French and his dad's an English dude. Why did the white guy let him free and play the act? Like, they got stories of George Washington and Prince Hall kicking it and shit. They laying in the same bed and shit. Like, the fuck? How niggas getting so close to it? Oh, we ain't with that. We with the political soldiers and Bro, most of these political soldiers are like convicts. They're con men. They're criminals. They didn't. A good speech is one thing, but it's like nobody confront them Black Panthers was on them college campuses. Just like SNCC, just like all the fraternities. That's a good question I have. I got a video coming up. I got a good question. What fraternity are you from? And I'm talking about all the Democrat politicians. I want to know. Because all them brag about going to school, going to college, having their credentials. Okay, I got a question for you niggas. What fraternity y'all from? Because whatever spectacles y'all doing, got to be coming from that. It has to. So, what fraternities y'all from? I'm going to keep pressing forward, though. Who else got fraternities? HBCUs? Pan Africans be tripping sometimes. Y'all done had a run for like 50 years. At least. 60s. Yeah, shoot. Yeah, y'all up there. Y'all up there. Y'all like 60 years ago, man. Y'all gave us the gangbangers. What morphed out of that was drug dealers and pimps. Umar Johnson's finally making a school. Even though, y'all got millionaire celebrities that y'all been supporting. Y'all got Farrakhan. NOI ain't been made a school. They ain't been had 3 NOI schools, the elementary, the middle school, the high school, like for real, just all in one. No? No? Chicago looking crazy as hell. That's where the headquarters is at. It's like, no. It's all pro-black, pan-African stuff. Even if people want to say, nah, that's Muslim, bruh, it's all in the same pocket. I'll be all the way honest with you. It's all in the same pocket. So, saying that because I see y'all still out there twisting people's heads, man. Y'all still out there rocking Egyptian names, knowing y'all come from West Africa. You have nothing to do with Egypt. Then you want to keep trying to create something like, oh, well, they migrated. What the fuck that got to do with you? What they got to do with you, bro? Tell me. Like, so you have to sneak being Egyptian all the way to West Africa, so you just bypass everything Mesa Musa. You just bypass all the Timbuktu. You just bypass all the Muslim shit. Oh, because they was Muslims, but they was brothers, though. They was black. First of all, in all the stories, in every fucking story, historically, biblically, they always rape the women. Facts. So how you gonna say that any of these motherfuckers ain't African if they all was conquering Africa? Here's another funny thing. Why the African ain't changed? Why every time you see a light, bright, damn near white, blonde hair African, it's always an albino? Where's the rape victims? Y'all know what Alicia Keys look like. Y'all know what a mixed breed look like. Y'all know Logic, Chris Brown. So y'all have logically seen, because remember, white people from America ain't from space, motherfucker. They Scottish, Dutch, French, just like the people that colonized Africa. Scottish, Dutch, French, English. So why have you never seen them show a bunch of mixed mulatto Africans made now? Well, they've always been on record to take the women. Why am I saying that? Because bring it to America. If you was raped Why y'all still black? Why y'all still melanated? I mean, and then here's another thing. Why does when the two mix, you can clearly see it, and then you got light skins, and they be like, nah, see, you got white, and you can clearly see that they're not light because of white. Like that's not what's in it. You got plenty of red bone. Red man, red bone is like, who do you think they're talking about? Who are they talking about? If y'all playing off the Indians today as some fucking white people, some pale faces and shit. Okay, so red bones, big lips, all the shit, straight hair. They had to be raped. Those people had always been here. That's why I'm trying to get people to realize racism didn't exist. There is no such thing as it. So shades of color, like they do it in Brazil to this day. There's white Brazilians, black Brazilians, like I mean shade wise. They treat each other like each other, bro. They don't look at it that way. Motherfuckers be in the same family, same household, at the table, holding hands and shit. They all related. Some are brown, some are dark, some are light. It's like that stuff's always been on here before the rape. And it ain't just Spanish people, it's white people. I mean, black people too, or melanated beings, the American Negroes. So I'm saying that like this, yo. Bad Africans just be tripping. Ain't nobody saying that we can't come together and do some real business, some real work, but it's gonna start by y'all telling the truth. And the truth is, y'all get y'all information from the boule. Y'all have to. Y'all have to be getting y'all shit from the dark side because it's not working. We're not going nowhere, and there's a lot of holes in your story. It's deeper than the Roots plagiary, yo. There's a lot of holes in your story. You know, the way you're saying the ships got here, the whole ain't nobody gonna bring that many people over here when they already got that many people over here. That's why it's odd. It's odd that there's millions of Negroes in America, and would have been more. Remember, they were killed off and all that, but there would have been more. How do you have that many people and you only brought 300,000 up north? Dying from slavery, heat exhaustion, you know what I'm saying, old age. How are they harvesting on land that they've never been? How are you harvesting on land that you've never been? Why did it take you so long to make cloth out of cotton? And Indians have been doing that for decades. That's weird. White dude just start making cotton shirts. Like, Indians been had cloth, cotton, all types of stuff. discussions. I just had to bring this out because I was talking to some people and they just had me tripping because they kept talking about twine and all this different stuff. And I'm like, bro, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you are the American Negro because that's not what you're claiming. You're claiming that you're African. Then remember, y'all DNA testers. Y'all love DNA. So they told you the DNA over here is not the same as the DNA in Africa. So that alone debunks your whole twa story. It's like, how are they them if the gene pattern is completely different? America was all old blood. There was no other mix. So if you're going to say the Americans are African, you would have to give them a different type of African. You can't give them West Africa. You'd have to give them Ethiopia Egyptian, Phoenician. You'd have to say something like that, and that's going to be a whole nother flip because you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there because that knocks you Pan Africans right out the box because y'all don't even deal with that. Y'all deal with Egypt only, and the woe is me story about being a slave. All the economical prowess and gains came from America. And I'm not talking about your lecturers. I'm talking about the open heart surgery, the modern bed, the Craftmatic bed, the 4-cylinder, the Thermo King. Like I can keep going. Like the flushing toilet, all this stuff was done right here. And you can talk about Africa all you want. These people weren't doing it in Africa. They were doing it right here. Negro League. You didn't see a bunch of African jerseys and shit. No. Motherfuckers had animals just like everybody else do. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? You didn't see the New York Africans, the fucking Mandingos. It's like, so why weren't they thinking like that? This is our own league. We can do whatever we want. You can't be African on American soil running things, holding it. You had your own fucking cities. What's wrong with you? You're an American Negro. You've been here. Why is the white guy calling you a Spanish word? Like if it's prevalent, like if it's already been over here, because he's not a conquistador who were here first. So why would he be calling you something that they would reference? Maybe because you were already over here before you even came over here. Pan Africans be tripping sometimes. But yo, it's cool. Like I said, hey, Twa thing's cool, man, but nah. They're hiding too much information for that information to be correct. It just doesn't add up. I mean, this weekend we got a few videos coming up. I got the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost breakdown. It's gonna be dope. And then I think I want to talk about maybe a channeling energy video. Not no seance shit. Talking about, real workout, movement, clean up, good energy stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Listen, I ain't trying to gun nobody right now. I ain't trying to shoot him down. I'm just saying, yo, Pan Africans be tripping sometimes. It's like, yo, it's cool, but I don't see a universal front happening because you can't, work with somebody else and trying to make a big backyard if your backyard's not even clean. And then as far as the African go, there's so much stuff they haven't spoken on. It's like, it's not can I trust you, is we had to have a real sit down because there's just too much information you have not shared. And if you didn't know, that makes no sense because historically you guys had kings that were in the slave trade. So it's not about the peasants anymore. No, it's about the businessmen because this business is still running. Human trafficking is still going on. Drugs still getting moved. People being manipulated and played. That shit's still going on. Goes.